Hey everybody, it's Goat and welcome back to another MAMJ Let's Play of Shine. When we left off, we were playing the Mafia game and Carter got killed. He was our medium, our main character, and he has been killed off, so I have no idea what's going to happen with the outcome of this game. Hello again, Simon. Time to put our tablets away, I guess. Huh? Why would we do that? Since Carter was the medium, there's nobody to talk to during night phases anymore. The tablets are useless. Oh, that's right. Sorry. Simon, how did you know Leandro's role? I overheard Anna talking to Locke. She told him Leandro's role. I approached Leandro to form a team after that. I guess Anna and Locke had formed a team too. Really, Anna? What role is Locke? I'll explain later. Just keep watching the game right now. Okay. You guys haven't won yet. They still don't know who the other two Mafia members are. If there's no lynching, then we won. Obviously. Things are about to get very tense in here. Day 8. Carter was killed by the Mafia. Role, medium. The jailer screwed it up again. I could have healed Carter, but he hadn't, if he hadn't jailed me. To believe you, or to not believe you? At any rate, I do feel bad for doubting Carter now. You say that as if you're a townie. Alex finally speaks. It's near the end of the game. I think it's better if I do. Anyway, I really am a townie. Try to attack me tonight, then you'll see. There's no way to know for sure. Blake is in the Mafia too. He hasn't said much. Well, I was playing smart like you were. But at this point, a roll call would be kinda nice. I'm the jailer. I jailed Tristan last night, and he claimed he was the doctor. He could have been lying, but that's the info I have. Any other info? This won't get us anywhere. People can claim whatever role they want, but it's hard to know who actually is being truthful. In other words, doing a roll call is useless. Wait. I might have a plan to make the citizens win. Tristan may or may not be the doctor, but whoever the doctor is, heal me tonight, no matter what. You think the Mafia's gonna attack you now? They know you'll be healed, idiot. And that is just fine. In order for this to work, I simply need to survive and nothing more. So please, doctor, trust me on this and heal me tonight. Interesting approach. Night 8. Something is wrong. Really? You noticed something. Blake probably knows Locke's role. They were in the same class and have been together a lot this game. Makes sense. Blake already jailed Tristan and knows that Locke is a townie. So why didn't he jail one of us? Well, maybe he didn't trust Tristan, so he just jailed him again. Or he could have jailed Locke to protect him from us. Protecting him is pointless. Blake could have jailed one of us and killed us instead. If you were in jail right now and Blake killed you, there would be no mafioso. Good point. So, you think he jailed Tristan? I don't think so. I think I know what they're up to, and I have a plan. Then, let's hear it, Mr. Godfather. Day 9. Tristan was killed by the Mafia. Role, doctor. Okay. You were really the doctor, Tristan? Why make yourself so suspicious? It worked, didn't it? I did so the Mafia wouldn't kill me anytime soon. They probably figured out the town would lynch me instead.
I could have gotten lynched, but I tried to act somewhere between suspicious and innocent. Of course, I was doomed in that situation. The doctor was the safest choice for the Mafia to kill. The defender could be defending that night, and the doctor would almost likely heal the jailer.
Down to 4. This is it. Just the 4 of us. Yeah. You two know each other? You have been working together. Obviously. You two are the remaining members of the Mafia, so I think it's safe to say that we aren't. Here's what will happen. Blake is gonna jail me or Rufus. Whoever he doesn't jail will kill Blake. That will bring it to 1 townie, 1 Mafia. The remaining townie will be Locke. He is the defender, so it's hard to tell what could happen. The Mafia could kill him, or he could use his defend if he still has any left. I would say the game is pretty even. You said exactly what was on my mind. Of course, you two could simply be lying and decide to kill me first. If you defended, we would be in trouble. And you could be saying that to make me feel safe, so I won't use a defend. Then defend if you want. I told you our plan. Look, just do whatever you want. There isn't anything else to talk about now. Wait for the night phase. Okay. The 4 remaining players all waited for the remainder of the day phase until the next night arrived. It's gonna happen. Rufus has been jailed. Don't worry, Rufus. They can't trick us. Day 10. Rufus was executed by the jailer. Roll Mafioso. Locke was killed by the Mafia. Roll Jailer. What? Why did you attack Locke? Because you're the defender. How stupid do you think I am? You expected me to attack you, but you were still defending, right? I think I know what they're up to, and I have a plan. Then let's hear it, Mr. Godfather. First, we attacked Tristan. He claimed he was the doctor, and the detective even said so. That much is true. We will assume he's really going to heal the jailer, so we won't attack the jailer. Attacking the defender is also a bad idea, because he could be defending and kill one of us. Tristan is the safest option to kill. Great, but it's not much of a plan. Listen, Locke and Blake are lying about their roles. They are pretending to be each other. Huh? Why do you think that? Do you remember what Simon told us? He said he heard Anna talking to Locke. She was giving the roles of the people she investigated. If Locke was the defender, why would she have to tell him that? It would make more sense if he was the jailer. The jailer would make sure not to jail who she said was innocent. For example, do not jail Leandro, he's the blocker, or something like that. I see. Also, we never knew Locke or Blake's roles because they never revealed it. Suddenly, Blake claims jailer for no reason in front of 2 Mafia. And Locke said something such as attack me and you'll know for sure, to fool us into believing that he is the defender. Yeah, pretty strange. Never really thought about it. They probably wanted to switch roles to fool us. That's why Locke wants the doctor to heal him. If we attack Blake, he would be defending and one of us would die. Tricky. With the jailer dead, he can't cause trouble anymore. It's me and you now. Interesting game so far. Hey, Locke. You were in a team with Anna. How did that go? Her, Blake, and I were in our own group, similar to how you, Carter, and Simon were. Night 1. Anna has been jailed. Tell me your role, or I'll execute you right here. Detective. Is that so? Well, it's the first night of the game, so I suppose I can't ask for any proof. What I can do, though, is to get some future proof from you. How does that sound?
What do you want me to do?
Investigate Locke tomorrow on night 2.
Okay. Why him?
Because I'm his classmate, Blake. I know the Locke's role, because we're working together. If you're really the detective, you should have no problem figuring out his role. Investigate Locke on night 2, then you can prove your role on day 3.
Okay, I'll do it.
Good. Eastern hallway, second room. Go there the following day when nobody seems to be around.
Okay, I'll see you there.
Okay, what's Locke's role?
He can prevent people from using their abilities. He could either be the jailer or the blocker. But you're the jailer, so I guess that makes him the blocker.
Good thing you were telling the truth. We lied. Locke is the jailer, and I'm actually the defender. Locke pretended to be me. If you tried to kill me the next night, I would have been defending, and that would have killed you.
I see. So I was talking to Locke all along.
Yeah. But now that we know you're also a town citizen, you can team up with us if you want to. Welcome back. Do you have any new information for us?
Yes. I investigated Leandro. He can prevent players from using their abilities too, just like you. So since you're the jailer, he's the blocker.
You see him leave? That's about what happened. That's how I knew Leandro was the blocker.
I have to say, that was a pretty clever plan for Locke and Blake to use. They would either get a new teammate out of it or kill a member of the Mafia.
Correct. That was all part of the plan.
But wait a minute. The two of you used that same plan against Alex and Rufus, so Blake has used at least 2 out of 3 defends. Does he still have a defend left, or did he already use that?
He still has his last one. In order to win, him simply needs to use it on the same night Alex attacks. Okay. What's gonna happen? This is getting tense. I need to figure out when you're going to defend. Unless you're out. You used one just now, but I don't know if you've used the other 2. I'll be honest with you. I only have one more. Wow. Is that so? Yeah. But since the game is coming to an end, can I ask you something? What is it? Did you ever catch the meaning of Lumen's video? Or am I just looking too deeply into it? What do you mean?
I don't know for sure, but I think the video might be another one of his experiments. We're here because of Shine. But then he goes on to say that this game is less about Shine and more about skill. Kinda weird, don't you think?
It's odd, I guess. But what does that have to do with the 2 of us right now?
Well, it doesn't. I just had to ask.
Okay. 20 minutes later. Night 10. He said he only has 1 defend left. Maybe he has more and it was just a bluff. They're both here. Well, you win. Congrats. You can kill me whenever you want. You used your last defend? Yeah. I thought about waiting at night. But then I figured that you would expect me to do that and attack me tonight instead. I guess I was wrong. Wow. Well, good game, I guess. Yeah. Night 11. Day 12.
You still didn't attack me?
Of course not. You still could have had 2 defense left. I waited 2 nights just in case.
No! I should have known. I should have just waited one more night.
Yeah, you should have. I had a feeling you would wait. I guess that means I'm just a little bit smarter than you. Tonight, you'll die for real. I don't think so. I think we're gonna be able to flip it back on him. Let's hope so. Well, I guess that's it.
Alex sure played it smart.
The risk of waiting 2 nights in a row paid off for him, I guess.
But what's gonna happen to us now that we lost?
Who knows? Is it really the time to be talking about a loss that hasn't happened yet? The game isn't over until it's actually over. Everybody's head just snaps to the side. It kinda seems like we're screwed at this point. Blake had 1 defend and Alex waited 2 nights. I'm aware of that, but it doesn't mean a thing. Blake isn't going to die. He lied both nights. Blake still has 1 more defend. What? Are you serious right now? I'm positive. Blake knows exactly what he's doing. Being smart enough to get this far, he isn't gonna make such a dumb mistake. Plus, I can usually tell when he's bluffing. Alex knew that Blake used the defend when we tried to fool him and Rufus. That was the only time he knew for sure. He thought Blake could still have 2 defends, so Blake probably figured he would wait 2 nights. When Alex finally attacks, Blake will be ready. That's amazing.
Hell yeah! We could still win this! If this works, then I've got to hand it to Blake. He's a clever guy.
The students of the town citizen team remained seated, their eyes completely glued to the television. When the next day phase arrived, they would find out which team would be the winner. Here we go! So, this is the outcome of the Mafia game. How astonishing. It's as if Blake and Alex are continuing to read each other. And they're equal.
Who knows what could happen?
A mere coincidence, or do they shine so bright that this was a fate awaiting them all along? Who do you think will be the victor between the two? It'll be Blake, I assure you. After all, he still has 1 more opportunity to defend. He's a smart one. See, they don't even know. The finale of the Mafia game approached. 1 player would soon be killed, while the other would live and be victorious for his team. Day 13.
No. No. Why?
You still didn't attack.
I win, Blake.
Blake's face had no emotion. His dead eyes stared off into space, realizing that Alex had waited a 3rd night in a row. He had outsmarted Blake. I'm always 1 step ahead of you, aren't I? Are you gonna speak? I'm sorry, Blake, but I have to win. You can't. You can't win if you can't play. What do you... Blake's eyes became sinister as his right hand formed into a fist. He brought it back, preparing to send it forward into Alex's face. Whoa! Enough! Blake, you have been given a warning. We do not condone any sort of violence. If it happens again, I will have to disqualify you, giving the Mafia an automatic victory. I already lost. Then please, keep playing and lose fairly. Now, continue on. Night 13. The heck was that? Day 14. He won! Oh, snap! I guess I'm the one who was one step ahead, Alex. I still had my last defend and waited 3 nights, just like you. Sorry, Alex. I can't believe it. How did he know? Why don't you go ask him? The game's over now. Straight back out the door. And that officially concludes the Mafia game. Victory goes to the Town Citizen team. You all played very well. Town Citizens, please stay where you are until you are escorted to a new room. As for the Mafia, another employee will be taking care of you shortly. Please be patient. Sorry, what? Blake. How did you know? I stalled for 3 nights and you still beat me. It's pretty simple, actually. I just put myself in your shoes. I'll explain. Of my 3 defends, you only knew about the one that I had used. So you knew that I could still have 2. I really did only have 1 left, but anyway. You probably figured, since he might have 2, I'll wait 2 nights just to be safe. By waiting 2 nights, you were certain that I would use up 2 defense. And if I was telling the truth about only having 1, I would have used it up even faster. After 2 nights, it would be safe, right? My defense would be gone and you would be able to kill me whenever you wanted. That's when you probably thought, wait, he might expect me to attack after 2 nights because it seems obvious to. He might have saved the defend until now. I'll wait just 1 more night. But I had a feeling you'd be thinking that, so I decided to wait 1 more night with you. Your thinking was 1 step ahead of mine, but mine was 2 steps ahead of yours. Clever. Blake. That's amazing. Yeah, it was pretty smart of him. I guess that means we're free now. But the other students... Whoa! What do you think, what do you think you're doing? What? Why did you suddenly stop the video? Because I'm running out of time. I can't watch anymore, unfortunately. There's something else I need to take care of. It will have to wait. You were assigned to watch this recorded footage with us. That was an order from Lumen himself. Lumen, Shine, get it. Yes. But we were supposed to watch it and mark the important bits of it, which we did. Anything that happens after the Mafia game is not very important. What? How would you know? We haven't watched that far yet. Because I was there at Tempest that day. Excuse me? You were in your own private room. The only thing you did was run the games for your assigned classroom. Just like Anima and myself. How could you possibly know anything that happened after the events of Room 2R4 without having seen this video first? Well, this footage was recorded last week. Maybe you got a glimpse of it somewhere else. We don't know his schedule. Don't worry about it. I just know that the rest of the footage is probably no interest to Lumen. But still, that doesn't matter. Lumen assigned the 3 of us to review it. Then review the rest of it without me. You must be joking. Sorry. There's something I have to do. Bye, Vox. What should we do about him? Leave him be. If necessary, we'll find out what he's up to and notify Lumen. For now, let's continue reviewing the footage without him. Okay. I'll save. What's happening, though? Why'd he leave? 1 hour after the Mafia game. They had nothing to say. They were finally ready to leave after winning the Mafia game. Whether it took one game or 5, the remaining students were victors, yet they didn't seem to care. They were still worried about the others, but knew there was nothing they could do for them. So, what do we do once we're out of here? Go get help? Yes. We'll get the others out of here and hopefully uncover some information on the people running these games. I hope they're not still watching or listening to us. They might not want us going to get help. I still don't understand how this was even possible to pull off for them. Where's the rest of the school? Did these guys pay a large sum of money to conduct these experiments on us? We don't know. I've returned. How are you all feeling? Like I'm returning to normal. The shine is wearing off. Is anyone else here still feeling the effects, even minor ones? Wonderful. For safety measures, I'll have you wait another 20 minutes or so. That way, we'll know if it has faded away entirely. I will return again soon. Wait. Yes? What about the others? What about them? The games are done, right? Why are they still back in the other classrooms? Do you have more plans for them, or what? Carter. What? You know what's gonna happen to them. Why bother asking again? It's not like anything will change. What the hell are you talking about? They never got 20 points. They've been waiting in classrooms. Were the rules different for your class or something? Carter, Tacit already explained it. Did you forget or what? Oh no. Guys? What? I thought you said you remembered everything, Carter. Would you guys explain to me what's going on? I'm confused. Since you seem to remember what happened in our classroom, let's go past that. What happened when we left with our 20 points? Explain to me, in detail. Why? Just do it. We walked down the hallway. You were calling me a bad person as we made our way to the lounge. Tell me more about the lounge then. I don't get what you're going with this. Anyway, we played the Mafia game there. Well, I guess before that we watched a video with Lumen. Right after it's when I fainted, then... Stop. What? You said you fainted. Yes? Carter, you didn't faint. Someone should explain it to him since he doesn't remember. What? What happened? Okay, so this is supposed to be let your light shine, I believe was the Latin phrase for it. You guys told me about it. And yes, I still do listen to comments, I promise. It's just the recording process has been very, very scattered, to say the least. But I believe that's what it was let your light shine. What about the losing students? I realize we get to continue, but what's going on with them? Unfortunately, we may have to keep them for quite a long time. What? What do you mean? Why doesn't the shine work on them correctly? How are their brains different from yours? What determines whether shine will succeed or fail on someone's brain? Those are the questions we need to answer in order to perfect shine and be sure it works correctly on every individual it's given to. More tests will be required. Perhaps another experiment or something more. Our main headquarters is quite far from here, in a remote location. It's filled with countless laboratories and testing facilities, where 90% of our experiments are held. That is where the project originated, and is also where the shine was conceptualized and developed. A majority of our main staff work there, with the exception of Lumen, who travels between locations. There are other minor buildings as well, but nothing compares to the main one. It has been around for quite some time now. After all, that is where the organization began. Our roots and our history come from there. They may just have to take your classmates there in order to perfect Shine as quickly as possible. As you just heard Lumen mention, Shine was only created for the sake of saving our main project. Without Shine, there's a high possibility that it would fail. Once Shine is complete, the organization will continue working on the original project again, with Shine assisting them on the side. Why? Why are you doing this to us? It's as I just said. It's to save our project. Bull. You can't just come to a school and force this on students.
I agree. I mean, what is the project anyway? What makes Shine so important for it? I doubt he will reveal that much to us.
No, she's right in asking him. He just spilled the beans on everything else after all. Go on, Tacit. Tell us the rest. By the order of Lumen, that's all I'm able to say. How about giving us some actual information? Who are you guys? What organization has this kind of power? I'm going to have to ask you to keep a fair amount of distance away from me, Carter. Then just give us something. Quit being so cryptic. I am very sorry about this, but I warned you. What the hell did you do to him? He didn't do anything wrong. He disobeyed orders. No need to worry. He will be all right. He should only be out for about 10 minutes or so. He may suffer some minor side effects. Drowsiness and memory loss are the two most common. You consider memory loss minor? He's gonna forget who he is, isn't he? Of course not. It has a very short-term effect. He will probably forget the past 10 to 20 minutes. At most, he may forget the past hour, but that's rare. Even then, it will be back to him eventually. Okay. That's so hard to believe. I don't remember any of that happening. I swear it felt like I fainted. It happened right after watching the video. You didn't faint. That's exactly what memory loss is. There are things you simply won't remember. Why would we lie about something like that? Unfortunately, they're telling the truth. You weren't listening to what I was saying, so I had no choice. I do vaguely remember hearing voices. I figured I was in the middle of a dream. I need to ask, are the other students still here, in the building? Yes. They won't be picked up for several more hours. They're still waiting in the classrooms. I assume they will be taken to the main headquarters for brain evaluation, before continuing with further tests. Man. Well, I guess we should be thankful they're getting out of here at least. I suppose. Excuse me? You guys won't be going anywhere.
What's that supposed to mean? We just finished the last game, so that's it.
Correct. We announced that the Mafia game would be the last game the students would participate in. But not once did we ever state that you were all free to go afterwards. The organization will be keeping you for quite a while, just as they are with the other students. What?
Wait, you aren't making any sense. She's right. What else do you need from us after the last game?
With the losers of the game, we need to find out why the shine didn't affect them the way it was supposed to. What made their brains unable to properly absorb it? The same applies with all of you winners. What exactly makes you so special? What is so different about your brains that makes the shine work correctly? The brains of both winners and losers will be needed to be directly compared to discover the differences between the two. That was why the games were held. It was to separate all of the students, to have two different groups. The group in which Shine was a success, and the group where it was a failure. Once we find the difference between the two groups, we can begin working on a solution to fix it. That was the purpose of today's events. We never intended to let anyone leave this building.
How much longer will you keep us?
Until we're done with you. Until we find the solution we've all been seeking for this time. There is no time limit on that, but we are trying to go as quickly as possible. Nah, screw that. I'm not doing this anymore. I played the games, but I'm not helping with the experiments. You're on your own. I'm with Leandro. The Mafia game's it for me. What do you guys think? It's not like they can force us to cooperate. But these guys are dangerous. Would you rather be the subject of more experiments that you know nothing about?
Don't get your hopes up. We may have no say in this at all. Shine was released throughout the school and affected us whether we wanted it to or not. Who says they couldn't just knock us out with some gas and take our bodies to their headquarters?
I don't know, but I won't be a part of this. We seriously need to do something.
Then what do you suggest, genius? Do you plan to beat up Tacit or something? Have fun losing more of your memory. You need to think, Carter.
Wait just a minute. I wonder, is it possible to leave now? The school, I mean.
I don't exactly understand how Shine works, but that could have been the reason the doors and windows aren't opening. What if our brains are going so fast that we couldn't see them open?
That is not the reason, I'm afraid. Shine is not responsible for you being trapped. There's still much you don't understand. Just know there's nothing you can do to leave this building.
What do we do?
Go after Tacit. He couldn't knock us all out at once, could he? We'll make him let us out. I would advise you not to do that. I don't think you understand what I, or anyone else in the organization, is capable of. Well, I sure as hell am not gonna listen to you. Come on, guys. You shouldn't do this. You don't want to suffer the same fate as the original group, do you? The original group? Explain. There was a group of students before you. The experiment was done on them first. It was the same experiment that was held today, along with the same games being played. You students could be considered Group 2. Our organization is simply doing a repeat of what occurred last time. What happened to the first group? There were some problems with the experiment, which resulted in things not going quite as planned. That's why you are all here today. The fate of the original students does not matter at this point. We decided to start over with the experiment, with one major change in hopes of making things go smoother than the last time.
And that major change is?
Just know that you've been given an opportunity. You can do things the correct way, different from the original group. The change we made gives you that opportunity. Okay. I was somehow locked inside of Lab 2. The door was even sealed shut by somebody. Did nobody realize I was there at the time? Remember, it's one of our older labs. There are no cameras installed, so nobody would have noticed when you activated the locks. Though it is a little suspicious for somebody to close the lab to begin with. There's no valid reason to. I'll have to put in a request to get my equipment transferred to a newer lab. Things like this aren't supposed to happen. I will discuss more of this with you later. I'm running very late for something. You were a host of the Shine experiment that took place last week, correct? Yes, room 204 to be exact. I'm assigned to review the footage of the games before sending it to Lumen. I will be joining 2 other employees known as Anima and Clavis. I assume they were hosts of the other classrooms. Anyhow, I must take my leave. So that's Vox. Interesting. The man reached for the chest and reached for his chest and pulled off his ID badge. He quickly slid it through the scanner located beside the door. Access granted. Can we help you? I am Vox. I apologize for arriving so late. I had a bit of an issue when trying to get here. If the footage has already been reviewed, and I'm still able to help with my editing that may need to be done. I'm sorry. You're not Vox. He left this room fairly recently and in quite a hurry. That was about an hour ago. Pardon me? This is actually the first time I have ever been inside this room. That is fine. However, the man that was here not long ago was someone other than you. He surely wasn't Vox. That would be me. I hosted the games for room 204, straight from the room I was assigned to by the higher-ups. Why don't the two of you have yourselves a look at this? Somebody pretended to be Vox. The man claiming to be Vox removed his ID badge and placed it on the table for Anima and Clavis to examine. Visible on the badge was the face of a man. It was the face of the same man who was carrying it. Listed above the photo was his codename, Vox, as well as his employee number. Oh, I see. Hold on a moment, you're Vox? Who on earth was that other man then? He certainly claimed to be Vox. That's right. Although he never showed us his ID, he could have been somebody else. An imposter, maybe. It certainly seems like it. Perhaps that's why he got out of here so quickly. He may not have wanted to be discovered. Then this is not good at all. It needs to be reported immediately. Absolutely. If there's a fake Vox running around, it would surely cause some issues. How unusual. For what reason would an employee impersonate another? Whoever claimed to be Vox must have really wanted to see the footage of the games. 1 hour ago. Then review the rest of it without me. You must be joking. Sorry, there's something I have to do. Phew. Who or what are you? What the hell? Oh, it's Carter. What? Why'd you take so long to get here? Let's just get moving, alright? They're getting suspicious because I don't have an ID. We need to avoid anyone that might recognize me. Recognize you? They would recognize me too. Anyone who was involved with the Shine experiment's gonna know who we are. Anyway, the footage of the games. Were you able to get a copy? Yeah, I've got it. But I left it right after watching the end of the Mafia game, so the recording stops there. It's fine. As long as the games themselves are on there, we should be good. Let's head for the chamber now. I was able to get the code, so it should be pretty quickly. Good. Lead the way. Okay. And here we are. It's right behind this door. I've been waiting for this moment. Look over there, to the right of the door. I'm betting that's where you need to input the code to open it. I'm betting you're right. I'll go ahead and do that then. Are you ready? Just do it. We're running out of time. I can't believe we even made it this far to begin with. It's a long code. Tristan carefully input the code onto the touchscreen positioned next to the door. Access granted. Luciat Lux Vestra. Sure, why not? What's gonna happen now? Carter and Tristan stood before the menacing door that had just opened up before them. 1 week ago, what they first thought was a typical day of school would soon develop into something that would change their lives. Beyond the door, the two would find something they had been searching for: the truth. It's gonna end, isn't it? I feel like it's about to end. It's a very Danganronpa-esque ending if it does. Ah, I knew it! I knew it was gonna end. Part 1, huh? Okay. So is there more to this, or are you gonna take me back to the... Yep, you're gonna take me back to the screen. Okay, so that's it for Shine. It was very interesting. I had no idea what I was getting myself into. I really thought it was gonna be a one-off episode, but it turned out to be something much more complicated and much more interesting. I hope they do continue to make more Shine episodes or parts, although I kind of wish like there was more to do in the games. But of course, when you're going with a visual novel style narrative, you can only do and handle so much. But it was pretty well done, to be honest with you. There's still a lot of mysteries, there's some really good things in here, and I'm sure you guys will be able to dig through and find even more cool things in the near future. But for now, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know if you enjoyed. I'll see you guys on the next MAMJ Let's Play. Shine is designed to go directly to your brain. It affects several different areas of it in order to change the way you perceive things and interact with the rest of the world. The brain's speed is overclocked, giving it the ability to do things it was not originally able to do. This is the reason why time appears to have stopped. How fast were we playing Paper, Rock, Scissors then? Due to processing things at an astronomically high speed, everything else appears to slow down. Or in this case, stop entirely. You have been exposed to such a high dose of Shine that you think time has completely